Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived an old lady. She was known for her kindness, wisdom, and constant joy. No matter the season or situation, she always wore a smile. The villagers adored her and often visited her for advice or simply to share their troubles. One day, a young man from the village asked her, "Grandmother, why are you always so happy? No matter what happens, you never seem sad. Don't you ever feel down when things go wrong?" The old lady smiled gently and replied, "My dear, life is full of ups and downs. Some days are good and some are not. But I've learned that true happiness comes from within, not from what happens around us." The young man looked puzzled. "What do you mean? How can someone stay happy when bad things happen?" The old lady paused, then began to share her story. "When I was young, I had a family, a husband and children. We weren't wealthy, but we were happy. Then one day, my husband became very sick. We didn't have enough money for the medicine he needed. We tried everything, but he passed away." Her eyes softened as she continued. "It was the saddest day of my life. I cried and cried. I thought I'd never feel joy again. But after a while, I realized something important. Staying sad would not bring him back. My children still needed me. I had to find a reason to smile again. I began to look at life differently. I understood that life will always have its good and bad moments, but I decided I would not let the bad ones steal my happiness." The young man leaned forward. "But how did you do that?" The old lady smiled again and said, "Every morning when I wake up, I tell myself, today is a new day, and I will find something to be happy about. Some days it's harder, but I always find something, even if it's small. Maybe the sun is shining. Maybe a flower is blooming. Or maybe I see an old friend. There's always something to be thankful for." The young man nodded slowly, thinking deeply. "But what if something really bad happens? How can you still be happy?" She looked at him kindly and said, "It's not always easy, but I remind myself, nothing lasts forever. Even the darkest night eventually gives way to morning. Bad times come, but they also pass. Happiness isn't about having a perfect life. It's about choosing to see the light even in the darkest times. This too shall pass," he reminded himself. He chose to focus on what he still had, his health, his friends, and even the simple gift of being alive. Happiness, after all, is a choice. You can dwell on the pain and stay sad, or you can look for the light and choose joy. It's not always easy, but it is possible. The young man thanked the wise old lady for her comforting words. As he left her home, he made a decision. He would try to live by her advice. From that day forward, he searched for something good in every situation. Just like she had said, slowly something shifted. Even when life was hard, he found reasons to smile. He learned to stay positive and cherish the small things. The old lady's wisdom soon spread across the village. More and more people came to realize happiness isn't about what you own or what happens to you. It's about how you choose to see life. Inspired by her, the village began to change. People found peace in everyday moments, and the whole community grew brighter. Because one old woman shared a simple truth. Happiness is a choice that comes from within. No matter how hard life gets, there is always something to be grateful for. Storms will pass, but a positive heart stays strong and content. This story reminds us that joy is a choice, one we must make each day, no matter what life brings. The old lady's wisdom teaches us that with the right perspective, even sorrow can lead us back to peace.